In Counter-Strike 2, sound wins games. The faster you hear footsteps and place them, the faster you can react. In this video, I'm going to break down the best CS2 sound settings and show you how to hear farther footsteps and even pinpoint them completely accurate. And then we'll look outside of the game for some extra tricks for an extra edge, like a homemade audio radar. First, let's go through the CS2 sound settings. First up is the sound profile. I'll show you a quick comparison between natural and crisp. These are the two most common ones that the pros use. They don't even use that smooth one, so no point in bringing it up. As you can see, crisp enhances the mids and the highs, exactly where footsteps and gunfire sit. On an EQ, you'll see it's not a huge change from natural, but it does give a little bit more clarity that makes the footsteps pop. Overall, I recommend crisp, but if your headphones already emphasize the highs and it sounds way too sharp, just stick with natural. Either way, just avoid smooth. It reduces the mids and highs a little bit too much. Let's get into directional audio, the real key of knowing where a footstep came from. This is where left and right isolation matters big time. At 0%, left and right channels, they bleed into each other. So if an enemy is on your left, you're still going to hear them in your right ear. It keeps things sounding a bit more centered, which makes it a little harder to pinpoint, and just adds a lot of audio noise between the two channels. At 100%, each side is fully isolated. That's pretty extreme, however, it's pretty helpful. It might sound pretty exaggerated and unnatural, which is why the sweet spot is usually between 50 to 80%. I'd go even higher on that range and probably just stick to 80% itself. As you can see in all these clips, I'm using my software named SoundSight, which is an audio radar overlay. At 0%, watch how the footsteps are really adding a lot of audio visual noise between the two channels and is kind of trying to stay in the center there. Now, next up is perspective correction. With it on, the sounds line up with your field of view a lot better. If an enemy is near the edge of your screen, the sound doesn't slam all the way to the side until they're actually off the screen. That way, what you hear matches what you see. With it off, sounds at the edge of your screen are panned pretty strong left or right. And that is why I recommend keeping it on. Here's just a few clips that you can kind of see the differences. Now, let's look at my audio radar called SoundSight. You've already seen me use it, but here's a closer look at it. Basically, it's a stereo visualizer that shows exactly where sounds are coming from. Things like footsteps and any other important sounds. You can change visual styles, adjust options, and overlay it right on your screen and put it anywhere you want, just by pressing O. If you just want an advantage, or you've got bad headphones or bad hearing, here's the perfect software for you. It can even pick up sounds you barely heard as seen here. If you want to support me, check out the link below. Now, one last tip outside of CS2, there's a Windows setting called loudness equalization. It's basically just a compressor for your Windows sound system. It makes quiet sounds, like footsteps, super loud, and loud sounds a little bit quieter, so everything plays back at a similar volume. This means that footsteps that are really quiet can be boosted up to the same level as gunshots that are right next to you. It's insanely strong for hearing tiny details. In some pro leagues, it's even banned, just because how powerful it is. The downside is that you lose some sense of distance. Every sound feels super close, so it's really up to you if you want to use it. So now here's the recap. Sound profile, keep it on crisp. Left and right isolation, keep that 50% or higher. You can even go up all the way to 90, I'd say. Perspective correction, keep that on. And then some optional bonuses is that loudness equalization in Windows. And then of course, you can check out my software, SoundSight, which is a nice simple audio radar which you can put on top of your Counter-Strike game and see and pick up any footsteps. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.